All right, let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. 3 years ago, the Grizz were coming off back-to-back 50-win seasons. They were the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Ja Morant was a super-ish star. Jaren Jackson was right behind him. They were loaded with good young talent. It has not really gone well since then. There was all the off-the-court stuff with Ja Morant. They won a bunch of regular season games last year, but couldn't get it done in the playoffs, in part due to more injuries for Ja Morant. I have seen a lot of different prognostications, ET, about where the Grizzlies are going to finish. I've seen people bullish on them being a top 4 seed. I've seen people saying they are a play-in team. I tend to lean towards the latter. I'm not as optimistic about Memphis's chances because I'm not optimistic. I'm not optimistic that this team can stay on the floor in one piece, that they can stay healthy. Right. I mean, I tweeted out a week ago when I saw one of the injury reports, like Memphis's injury report right now is in mid-season form. You've got Ja Morant already injured, Zach Edey already injured, Jaren Jackson already injured, Brandon Clark already injured. Like they're already the walking wounded, and we haven't played an official game yet. So my skepticism of Memphis this year is because these guys have shown year after year that whether it's Jackson, Morant, or both, somebody's going to get hurt. One or two other guys in that rotation is going to get hurt. Where do you stand on the Grizzlies and their place in the hierarchy of the Western Conference?
Yeah, I think they're a low seed and they're a dark horse. Like you said earlier, the two main players, the franchise guys, continue to get hurt. Like Ja Morant is either injured and unfortunately in trouble more than he has been on the court. And I think that has affected like the direction of the franchise because once you saw Bane, the Bane trade and then firing the coach, I think everybody's just in the shifted gears mode. So I don't even know if they really want to win because with the Bane trade, they got 4 first-round picks. And then they still have a couple of good young players on the bench. What's the young man's name? Jalen Williams, right?
Yeah,
Not Jalen Williams.
Jalen Noel.
Jalen Noel. He had before he broke his wrist. He was having a good rookie year. But
yeah, Gigi Jackson too. They've got some good pieces there.
You got a lot of good young guys that you can rebuild around and get that energy back. What made Memphis so good was the energy. When you watched it on the game, like it was one of the best like environments you could see. And I think right now with Ja and Jaren and the energy that's coming around, there's just not much going on. They traded a couple of their dogs, a couple of like the guys they grew up with, and I think it's just a new face, a new look. And when you're missing Desmond Bane, and then even when you're missing Dylan Brooks, he's been gone for a while, but that was part of the toughness, that was part of the chemistry, and those are important parts. And you just can't bank on Ja Morant being healthy for at least 55 or 60 games this year. And it seems like they almost do a thing like, if you ain't playing, I ain't playing. You know what I'm saying?
Jalen Wells, I should correct myself,
Wells
is the starting forward. They've got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in there. I think that is going to be solid. I think KCP is better than what he showed in Orlando, which had a stagnant offense. Jackson Jr. probably going to play power forward if they can get a healthy center out there. Santi Aldama is going to play some. Zach Edey, of course, when he gets healthy, whenever he gets healthy, is going to be in the mix. I just can't trust. I can't trust this team to give me like 60+ games of their regular rotation, night in, night out. And there's more too. It's not, to me, it's not just health. Like they make this coaching change late last season. Is it going to work? Does this new system make sense? Are they going to get enough 3-point shooting to balance off the floor with Morant and Jackson on it? And look, the coaching staff was fired last year. Taylor Jenkins was fired last year, largely because they couldn't beat good teams. Like even when they had their guys, they weren't beating good teams in the second half of the season. Does that change this year? I mean, look, the numbers suggest that when Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson are both on the floor together, this team's pretty good. I don't know how many games that's going to be, though, for them this year. I just think they're going to struggle for a lot of reasons.
No, so like you said, the others, they need another solid 3-and-D guy. Like KCP, he's getting a little older. He has championship experience. I've always respected the way he stepped up with like good teams, but they don't need just one more 3-and-D guy. They need a couple of them. And I think they've lost shooting the past couple of years. I'm not mad at the Cole Anthony trade. I mean, he's always brought energy in, but you have a lot of, blanks mixed in with like a new coaching staff and people getting used to the new schemes and everything like that. And also, too, John Morant buying into it. Some of the stuff that occurred last year, they were saying Taylor Jenkins wasn't really vibing with Ja in regards to his usage rate and everything in that regard.
Yeah, John Morant wants to play heavy pick and roll. Like, is he going to be able to play that in this system? Does that make them successful? Once again, we'll see. But I think there are a lot of questions about that team that make me believe that when the season ends, we'll be talking about them as an 8, 9, 10 seed and not one of the teams sitting up there in the top 4.